My mic was off. My bad. Salute, salute. Holla at your boy. What's going on with y'all? Today we're gonna try out this organized panel. This is just a test. This is just a test. Salute. Last live went cool with the call in. Salute. Today we're gonna try out this panel discussion. We got any volunteers? You already know. Holla at your boy. Salute, salute, salute. What's going on? What's going on? See who we got in the building. Salute to the members. Ming, I see you. Tiara's in the building. Kenzo, salute. How's my sound sounding? Let me turn this off. How's my sound sounding? Salute, salute. Okay. Appreciate you, Tiara. Salute, salute. Kenzo. Okay. We already got Kenzo, Tiara here. If y'all got any time, we're gonna try out this uh organized panel discussion. This is just a test. This is just a test. Salute, Ming. Salute, salute. I don't really got a topic. We could come up with a topic or whatever, but I do want to talk about, how to organize a panel etiquette, chat etiquette, and things of that nature. Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. Salute, salute. So, sometimes panels can get out of hand. Sometimes the chat can get out of hand. And especially when you try to have a serious conversation or topic. So, it's something called panel etiquette, chat etiquette. Letting people get a chance to speak, not speaking over people, letting people get a chance to respond. Sometimes it gets kind of hectic, but you want everybody to be able to understand and hear what's going on, especially, the people listening, the people in the chat, even the people on the panel. Wait, hold on. Give me 1 second. 1 second. My bad. Crook, salute, salute. Crook gifted 10 members. Salute to all the new members. Mario, salute. Sharonda. Salute, Sharonda. Got a new member, Sharonda. Lazy Days, salute. Yeah, so we're gonna try this out, ladies and gentlemen, the organized panel. If you are trying to participate or you have time, throw some fire into the chat. Salute, Crook in the building. Gifted 20 new members. That's 30 members from Crook. Salute to all the new members. If you see this on the replay, come get your wrenches, your members' perks. Oh, Crook gonna have me working hard. Salute, Crook. Appreciate you, my brother. Crook gonna have me working hard. Uh-oh. Eve James, salute. We got a new member in the building. Yes, so like I said, man, I'm gonna start doing some organized panels. Anybody who want to participate, this is just a test. Today, we're just doing a test. Anybody want to participate today, throw some fire in the chat. I will surely drop the link. Uh-oh, salute to Kenzo. We got a new member in the building. Appreciate you. Only facts, salute. Uh-oh, okay. We got some Tiara. We got some participants. They got some participants. Now listen, if you come up on here, you got to keep it professional. I will mute mics. I will put backstage. I will de-panel. It's not personal. Salute, Kenzo. Appreciate you, my brother. All right, so now we will be dropping a link. This is our first test panel, ladies and gentlemen. Our first test panel. The main topic is panel etiquette, chat etiquette, how to organize a panel. But we can discuss other things, depending on, the panelists, if they want to. And let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to it. Sexy J, salute. Panelists, I see no panelists here. What's going on? The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. Well, in the meantime, any questions, any comments? Hold on. We have our first panelist. Miss Tiara, salute.
Good afternoon. How are you, Hala?
I'm alive, I'm free, I can't complain. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. Happy to be alive.
I hear that. So, what do you think?
So the topic is what panel etiquette, organization. What would you like me to start and elaborate on first?
You can elaborate on that, or you could come up with your own topic. It depends on what you're trying to do. Bart, salute to member Bart.
All right. So panel etiquette. My definition of it would be where people carry themselves respectfully, even in the midst of being around people they may or may not like. Being able to convey and speak on topics, whether it be controversial, inspirational, people being able to ground themselves effectively and speak clearly, and just, giving everybody their fair chance to speak and voice their thoughts and opinions. That's what panel etiquette is for me. I don't know if anybody else has any other differential observation when it comes to that.
Okay. So, say Kels, salute, appreciate you. Our new member Kels is in the building. So, say we're having a discussion, right? Say it's probably 5 of us, 4 of us up here, and should we go in turns, or should it be like a free for all discussion? Like,
Well, it really depends on the personalities. Me personally, when I've had panel discussions before, I like to call on people so this way everybody can get their fair thought out. But then sometimes that does take away from the authentic level of connection when people may agree to certain things. So I think it's best to just assess it based on the situation. Like if it's getting heated, I say, yeah, assign like, hey, you speak first and this person go after. But if it's naturally flowing and people are mature enough in their vernacular to speak clearly and give everybody a moment, then it can work that way.
a great answer. That's a great answer. So, as far as the panel in the chat, do you think the panel who is not the host should be reading the chat, or you think the host should be in control of whether?
Well, I think it depends on the comments itself. Like if people are on your panel and they're reading the negative comments that may be directed at them, that takes away from the growth or the lessons that could be learned in the midst of the conversation. But if they're selecting comments that correlate with the topic at hand, and it's like it helps to facilitate a point they're trying to make, then they should be able to. But again, you being the one who is orchestrating the panel, if you notice that it's more so like only negativity that's being read and it's not contributing to the conversation, then at that point you'd have to make a decision to cut it off. So yeah.
And that takes us to chat etiquette. Kenzo, salute. Our next panelist, Kenzo, salute.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good afternoon.
What's going on?
How you doing, Brother Beast?
I'm chilling, man. And yourself?
I'm great. I want to salute, before I start, let me salute Crook. That's awesome, getting all the 30 memberships, I believe I heard B say. So I love seeing that support, brother. Salute for that. Do you want me to take the floor? Or? I'm sorry.
Well, I wanted to just follow up with Tiara real quick.
Sure. Let me mute up.
As far as chat etiquette, right? What do you think is proper chat etiquette?
Well, of course, mature, enlightened people would carry themselves accordingly and respect the space that they're in. But not everybody thinks on that frequency. So you have people that no matter where they go, they uphold levels of chaos, confusion, and division. But then you have people that know how to put that to the side and respect the space and the platform that they're on and, act accordingly. Like you wouldn't go to a 5-star restaurant and act like you at McDonald's. At least you shouldn't. So the same thing should be in respect to the content that's being presented.
Right. Okay. So before I get to Kenzo, me personally, I can pause, laugh. I can laugh hard, cry hard, work hard, play hard, pause. So when I'm doing something serious, sometimes people say I'm too serious. I need to lighten up, and sometimes you know what I'm saying. So I'm trying to find a balance. I don't want to be too serious. So I don't want to, because certain people in the chat, they having a good time and stuff like that. I don't want to seem like a killjoy or nothing like that. But I also want to keep it on the content. You feel what I'm saying?
That I definitely understand. So that's why, for you being the panel holder, it's just for you to be observant. Like since you're trying to do organized panels, which I believe is the direction you're going in, I say the first 3 will be the experimental phase, because at that point you'll get in a rhythm of, if you're going to have specific people, like you'll know their personality, you'll know how they're coming, and even how their delivery is going to be. And at that point, you'll also be able to analyze your audience and take notes. Now, far as, not wanting to be too serious, but also wanting to be taken seriously, that's for you to find a balance between both. Like sometimes people may be watching the actual content and they may say something that's funny that pertains to the content, at which point, it's just, it's allowing people to be themselves. But in that same instance, you have to say, like, listen, y'all do a little too much. Like, we trying to, stay on par. It's not say y'all can't laugh or you can't have fun, but it's just what exactly is the fun? Because if it's something outside of what's being discussed and it's a distraction or disrespectful, then that's where the lines have to get drawn. But I say, like, as the first 3 panels you have go, that's where you'll take your notes and figure out what you want to implement, what you want to take away, or even what you want to add on. But it's for your comfortability first, because this is your platform. This is your channel. This is how you want things to go. So you know what your intention is. And from that, everything else should flow in its own frequency.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, Kenzo, you can chime in. What do you think about first panel etiquette and how to organize a panel?
Thank you. Salute TT. Great. I don't want to say speech, but great, words there. I think to TT's point, I think it's a respect thing to a certain point. We all know how to act accordingly. There's a time and a place. And it's, even the, pardon my French, the biggest jackass in the world knows how to act when he's at church or court. Do you know what I mean? So it's like people can act accordingly when they know there's a consequence, let's say. So it's like sometimes I do understand sometimes we get people who are a little chaotic on a panel. They don't understand time and place. They don't understand the difference between the brands and things of that nature. I think panel etiquette could be something big where it's even speaking over each other and maybe not us on panel realizing as a chatter that experience is horrible. Let's take 2 people screaming at each other. Half the words blank out, the other half use their scream. That's not pleasurable for the people and, possibly listen. And some of us forget that. And then it can be even more extreme, saying things that can get a show hit, struck, offend the host or the chat. So I think there's a level of respect when it comes to a lot of panel etiquette. I know I talk a lot at times, but any time where I've not been checked, but hey, you're going a little too far. You're going a little too extreme. You're talking a little too. I've always been able to dial it back because again, there's a time and a place.
Right, and as far as that too, some people are a little long-winded. What do you think is a proper, amount of time for someone to speak, especially if it's a lot of people on on a panel?
Oh, I think the increase of people makes that problem exponential. I agree with you. I don't mind people being long-winded as long as every word is it builds. Do you know what I mean? I hear people want to be long-winded, but essentially they're just repeating themselves. Yeah, I went to the store. These is the times I went to the store. Have you been to the store? That's like when you get long-winded like that, it's like you get a little too repetitious and it's just a little too much emotion. Maybe try to harbor your words. Let's try to make this a paragraph, not 3 paragraphs. People don't realize that. They just go.
All right. So I want to ask before I get back to Tiara. Matter of fact, I want to ask both of y'all this question, but what do you think is proper chat etiquette?
Do you want to go first there, TT? Or?
No. I'm gonna ask y'all a question.
Oh, pardon.
Okay.
Chat. I think it depends. Somewhere like here where we kind of know the flow, I would say, yeah, the chat etiquette is, you keep it pleasant. Keep it. We're trying to learn here. We're trying to have a good time, but this isn't the place where we're laughing and kiki. This is what So just I try to keep it pleasant. It would be, it's chat. How I try to keep my chat etiquette. Greet people. Greet new people. And if you're here to help the channel, the channel build and grow and support, do that.
So what do you think about people? What do you think about people having their own discussions and stuff in the chat and it don't pertain to what's going on the panel?
As a creator, I never let it bother me because I think it happens to everybody. It's kind of bound to happen as well. Some people can have the 2 conversations at the same time where they're greeting someone coming in, but also engrossed in your conversation. Right. So it's like, it's never bothered me personally, but I can understand where, if it's too much of a distraction, how it could be a problem. Like I said, me personally, I never, let people do that. At least they're here. As long as they're not being disruptive, go ahead. But, if it's someone's arguing with a panelist from the chat and it's getting a little extreme, I can understand that for sure.
All right. So what you think I should keep the chat on or turn it off? Sky Swizzy, salute. Ladies
on this
top.
On this show, I think you should have it on.
Keep it on? Okay. All right.
It's a little easier on you as well. If you might miss a question, someone on the panel can hey, King Troll, I just seen this pardon me. Well, I was on a completely wrong place. So, hey, hey, Brother Bees, you missed this question. You know what I mean? Hey, KT, this question.
So what if sometimes I want to ignore some questions I don't want to answer?
I can understand that. I mean, this is your channel. I look at it as your home, right? I'm going to come in your home respectful. I'm not going to come.
No, that was just a question of what would you do in circumstances?
Oh, I can understand in different situations why you would want the chat off for sure. I mean, if you're having an interview, some people cannot keep their. I see it on huge platforms, these huge podcasts where you're watching the girl on camera and she's locked on the chat. And it's like you're setting yourself up for failure sometimes. You're going to get very distracted that way.
Right. Okay, so this is a question for both of y'all. As the host, of the show, I'm not talking about if we having a discussion and people have a difference of opinion, but I'm talking about like as the host of the show, if I say hold on, cut you off, change the subject, do stuff like that, is that good? Should I do that or that's not good to do?
I think it's perfectly fine. Again, this is your house. I come in your house and you say, hey, use my first floor bathroom. Am I going to fight with it? No, you follow the rules here and the host has first voice. If I'm talking, and I've seen it happen on other shows, even on some shows with yourself where you go, hold on. And they go, no, let me land my plane. And it's like, this is his show. Shut up the moment. He's like, I think knowing you a bit, you're not mad with power. You don't have an ego. If you're telling someone, hey, let me cut in, it's not to to clown them, to embarrass them, to belittle them. It's like, no, I have to take control. Hold on a minute and let me land. No, excuse me. This is my channel, my group of people I'm responsible for, and please let me continue. It's my show. So I don't think you're wrong ever for that. You could tell someone, even if you got angry and express that, I would never think you were wrong for that. It's yours.
Okay, Tiara.
Listen, I look at it like this, to piggyback off what Kenzo said. This is your house. You run your house how you see fit. It's either they're going to take their shoes off at the door and sit down and get comfortable and follow the rules of engagement, or get out. So that's my thought.
Okay. So do you have anything else to add to the conversation?
Only thing I can say is that I'm looking forward to seeing whatever topics you come up with for panels in the near future, because I do think that there are people out there that need a safe space to be able to talk about things and not have to worry about being judged or being put in a bracket where even if they don't fully understand something that they can't learn. That probably be the other thing I would add to context. Like sometimes people know information based off what they've learned and they don't know the other side of it. So I guess the best rule I personally think should be put in place that, allow people to mess up. And if there's room where we can teach someone something without being belittled for it or people being self-righteous, right, then this is where it gives room to create community and to build. So if someone gets something wrong or like that, we don't know everything. There's no way in hell that everybody knows everything or that we understand other people's walks of life or know all the laws of every land. So let this be a space where we also can be educated as well.
Right. I can dig it.
Definitely.
So y'all have anything? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Pardon. No, I was just gonna say I've seen the greatness your show provides. Back when you did Sunday service, 10-minute topics, 20, like a lot of great stuff came out during that time. Great conversations where people are learning things they might not have ever. So to have that, to piggyback off what Tiara is saying, I think this is the right place to build that kind of community where people can express themselves, learn, and we ain't got to be so uptight about it. We're not in a museum. We're still learning.
All right. Bobby Ramos, salute to the members. Appreciate y'all. So if y'all don't have anything else to speak about on this topic right here, y'all can come up with a topic if y'all want to speak about anything.
See, all right. I'll let you.
I can't think anything on the top of my head right now. I'm in like Juneteenth mode because I was actually doing some research this morning. So I've pretty much just been looking up stuff on that because I actually had gotten to like not so much a dispute, but I was actually telling someone like, I know today's a day we celebrated, but there were real things going on around this time as well. Like our people weren't even fully free yet. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't wrong about that. So I went on ahead and researched. I'm like, yeah, go look this up. So that's pretty much that's all that's been on my brain today. Like just making sure I get my facts correct because I do plan to talk about it later and then do some other stuff. So yeah.
So the people were free and didn't know it, or some people wasn't free yet?
No, they were free and didn't know it.
Mm-hmm. Juneteenth celebrates the last of the slaves finding out that slavery was over. Because like Deep Texas obviously wasn't telling their slaves like, hey, you guys are free. So that's like crazy. It's like when it finally made its way all the way over there, so to speak. That was June 19th, 1865. So that's the funny part. People think it's a new holiday.
How long was it before they found out?
I'm not 100% on that. I think it was months, a few months, maybe 3-4 months.
Okay.
You figure I had to get from Washington to I mean, at that point, we were starting to get towards California and Nevada and things like that as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right about that.
Technically end. I mean, we had crop sharing came out after that, which wasn't much different. You just kind of got paid a little bit for it. And then Reconstruction was amazing, but it just didn't last. It was shot to the ground immediately.
So, you know what's amazing? What it was like 15 to 20 years between the end of slavery and like when black people had their own towns and schools and
it was. You figure Tulsa would be one of the most famous cases of Black Wall Street. You know, of a town prospering, and that was 1919. Red Summer's 1919. So you figure that's only 50 years after the end of slavery.
But it was established before that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That you figure that 1919 is kind of the end of Reconstruction. Yeah. So you figure that's only about a 50-year span in the middle, and there were already becoming black judges, black senators, and again, towns like Tulsa, Watts, California, Chicago.
Yeah, so like I said, like 15, 20 years.
Yep.
That's like amazing.
That's what I said. It was doing great, but then you got amazing. Woodrow Wilson in office. Things changed.
That's amazing, man. I don't even know. It don't make no sense to me. A lot of it don't make sense. I study a lot, but a lot of it don't make sense to me. There's a lot of dark areas.
I was explaining some of it to my family. You know, people think I've seen people even on Facebook when you'll see a let's say 6 ABC, which is the ABC News in Philadelphia. They'll be on Facebook and maybe they'll say Happy Juneteenth. And you'll go in the comments and people will be like, oh, these new age holidays. That holiday would have been as old as 1865 if we're celebrating it right. I mean, right? Like the end. If you're saying June 19th, 1865 was that date, the next year would have been the first anniversary. And that, you know what I mean? So it's as old as Abraham Lincoln. You know what I mean? So I don't think that would be new. But we're not learning these things in school. This isn't in our high school history books. This is something I had to learn after school.
Right. So I guess, man, I mean, anything else y'all want to talk about?
No, nothing specific for me. I just always enjoy multi-topic shows.
All right. I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't have nothing,
I just enjoy your shows.
I wonder what's been going on in the world.
Man, a lot. Iran and Israel are kind of ramping up, and we might be getting into that. And kind of crazy.
Oh Lord!
And then of course, protests in America. Crazy. It's kind of crazy right now. It's like everywhere. Ireland is like Ireland's fighting itself again. But they're not really fighting themselves as much. It's more of a, they're kind of going after the Muslim population of immigrants there. They're kind of beefing over that. But it's still North and South Ireland, still beefing kind of thing. It's weird. And then there, of course, wars all over the world are waiting to break out. That kind of stuff, I'm the same way as you. I pay attention, but I try not to think about it as much because it just eats you alive.
Yeah. If you let everything that we've seen in the media, the news, the government, abroad, really sink, like really, if you let all of that sink in, we'd be in very bad shape. Like mental health wise, morally speaking, because then it's like the conflict of who thinks what about who, then it's the government, then it's your moral compass, it's your empathy, that's why I'm so glad my uncle gave me this practice years ago where it was like, he always says, TT, I know we need to know what's going on, but we don't necessarily need to always know what's going on. And I'm like, well, what do you mean by that? Because how do we know if trouble or issues are lurking outside the door? He said, and he always says, he said, Nisi, you will know what you need to know when you need to know as long as you leave yourself open to it. But to take all that on at once as if you can bear the weight of the world, you're only going to bring yourself down. So
true.
Yeah.
I dealt with a lot of that in 2020. Yeah, I felt a lot of that in the 20 after the George Floyd, after that, I felt a lot of that. It was like I felt like I couldn't even make a joke online. You know, I was like, I came on to be a comedian in a way, skits and things. I'm like, I can't make a skit right now. Things. My city was having protests, and at night there were riots and things. I'm like, I can't be making jokes right now.
Yeah, that was
You take
crazy.
in a lot of that. It's really hard to separate. But I agree with Titi. Like the things you need to know, they'll come to that door. You know what I mean? You don't have to really search it. The things that are really important, they'll come to you.
Agreed. It's too much though. It's just, like the weight of the world really do be something. And honestly, for me, from where I was at before I got to where I am mentally now, compared to where I am now, I have to be sensitive to what's going on, but I don't have to leave myself wide open. And that's something that
I
I'm
get that.
slowly learning to teach myself. Because if you, Lord, I don't
Get
even
it.
have words to describe this, but
I,
that's just where I am, literally.
I think a lot of us around, I say a lot of us around here. I think a lot of us around here feel that way. I know I've heard B say that. I know I feel that same way personally myself. Like I could still kind of pay attention to what's going on, but things do feel a little different now where I feel like maybe it's nihilist, but I feel like who cares a little more? I ain't worried about offending you if we're worried about World War III. Like I'm not worried about something offending somebody anymore. I keep things fairly respectable, so I don't have to respectful. Pardon me. So I don't have to sweat that too much.
Yeah, things. I don't know. Things done changed a whole lot.
Yeah,
You know.
it's different. Even the dirty sector, it's similar, but it's different.
Oh, come on, brother.
I'm just using the word. Pardon.
You ain't supposed to bring
John Illuminati, salute. New
Some of the
member
people I
John
see online,
Illuminati.
I've been friendly to that.
Salute to all the new members. Appreciate y'all.
It's definitely a
Definitely
growing
on
community. Crook did his thing again. Crook is all
Yeah.
salute to him. He's always doing very kind things to support. I really appreciate that about him. I mean, I know
Real talk,
we're
man.
not used
Salute
to
to
that, but I definitely appreciate it.
salute the crook,
always
man.
supportive. I agree.
Ooh, I gotta go, you guys. I'm getting a call from my advisor. I'll
Yo,
tap in with
salute.
you later, Holla, and tell you what that's about. But Murph, always a pleasure being up here with you. Holla,
As
keep
well,
doing
as
your
well.
thing. I will definitely be
Salute,
here
Tiara.
for more of
Appreciate
this
you.
channel. Bye, you all.
Much love.
All right.
Hey, brother, appreciate the conversation for real. I like the panel format for sure.
You already know, man. Yeah, this was a great organized panel. This is
Yes,
a
sir.
test. It's just a test, though.
Hey, salute. Appreciate you, though. Thank you.
Salute, my brother. Salute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Appreciate y'all. Salute to all the members in the building. Salute to the new members. Salute to Crook for gifting 30 members. So how y'all like the show? Should I keep this up? We got a new member. Just me, Sunshine. Salute. How you been, Just me, Sunshine? Y'all go check out the members only content. We gotta do a members only, get to know each other's members only. I think I gotta but I gotta schedule it. I don't know what's a good time or good day for everybody. I'm gonna try to schedule that. Schedule some members onlys. But salute. I know we got over 30 members. Salute the crook. Appreciate it. I might have a members only wrench day. That's what I might do next. I'm not sure. Kenzo, salute. Appreciate it. We got our first organized panel. This was just a test. This was just a test, ladies and gentlemen. It was only a test. I like that little avatar right there. Salute. Well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all. Holla at your boy.